It's getting terrible. I want us to have a look at a short clip on how Kware residents reacted to the bodies that were retrieved from a dam site quarry a few meters from Kware police station. But before we have a look at that short clip, it's good to bring to your attention that IMF has apologized to Kenyans on what has been happening in the country. Let's have a look at their apology before we continue. The International Monetary Fund IMF has apologized to Kenyans who were adversely affected by the anti-government protests that saw the government drop the contentious Finance Bill 2024. In a press briefing, IMF spokesperson Julie Kozak expressed deepest sympathy to the youth who either lost their loved ones or incurred injuries during the protests. She also defended the IMF's position after facing backlash from Kenyans who accused the fund of imposing tough conditions for Kenya to acquire funding. Let me start by expressing our deepest sympathy to the people affected by tragic events in Kenya. Our hearts go out to those who have lost their lives, lost loved ones, or suffered injuries. With respect to Kenya's broader situation, it's important to say that the situation reflects broader challenges facing many of our low-income members, she said. And then she continues, we are currently working with the authorities to ensure that these objectives can be met, and we recognize there's a careful balance between providing public services and securing adequate financing. She said, our program also includes initiatives to improve governance and transparency, responsible use of public funds, safeguard social programs, and social spending, particularly to protect the most vulnerable members of society. That's the IMF. So they are just apologizing to Kenyans. And they are saying they are committed to initiatives to improve governance and transparency, responsible use of public funds. Where have they been in the last 2 years when Kenya Kwanza government has been looting money from Kenyans? Where has the IMF been? Have they been checking corruption? I believe these are just rhetorics. They don't mean this. And IMF and the World Bank should now stay away from Kenya. They've proved to be very destructive. Any government associating with them cannot get it right unless leadership of that government are men and women of integrity. If you have African leaders who are corrupt and then associating again with the World Bank, IMF, then it spells disaster. A positive association can only happen when leaders are men and women of integrity. That's the only way benefit can come from World Bank and IMF. But when you have corrupt leaders, any association is detrimental. Let's now see on how Kware residents reacted to what happened in Kware. Yes, that's how Kware residents reacted to the bodies that were dumped there. And they are making it very clear, RUTO must go. That is the new slogan of the second wave, RUTO must go. The first wave, the slogan was reject finance bill. The second wave, RUTO must go. So it's clear Kenyans no longer have trust and faith in RUTO. And this is why I still maintain that a public office is not a private office. You serve on behalf of the people. If the people lose that confidence in you, the most honorable thing to do is to resign. You can't force yourself onto the people. William Ruto has no option but to resign. As time goes by, the situation is only but worsening. And as more bodies will be retrieved across the country or will be found across the country, the pressure will still be building on Ruto to go. Ruto must go. And again, if you look at Ruto's government, Ruto came on the platform that he was a God-given leader. And what he has shown Kenyans in the under 2 years of his rule has proved that William Ruto was talking the opposite. Everything William Ruto says, he does the opposite. And just as I've explained in our previous videos, what's happening in the country, we have never seen the scale and magnitude happening in other governments since independence. William Ruto's government has broken the record. A God-given government is killing its people and throwing them in dump sites. William Ruto has to go. I don't think there is any way of saving Ruto. It appears he has done terrible things in just under 2 years. All this happening are just making Kenyans to hate William Ruto more. William Ruto is getting more and more unpopular. And he'll not survive. He'll not survive. That's what I'm seeing here. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. IMF, World Bank should leave Kenya alone. They have failed us and they have also contributed to the mess. They have been giving William Ruto money, but they are not following on how that money is being used. So they should give us a break. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.